Alrighty. Happy Monday morning to y'all. We are doing a little something different today. I have a temporary reprieve from temporary doing the thing. Reprieve. Fight you from stop it. Sorry, I keep forgetting to leave the thing. I'll change this over to live chat. Okay. Huh. Okay. Anyway, now I haven't tried this before, and I'm starting to see some issues here. Interesting. What is going on? Okay, hang on a second. Oh! A problem I did not foresee. No, that's not normal. Alright, give me a moment. Let me see what the heck is going on here. Let's see. Alright, well I've got... It's actually playing the video, right? But now we have no audio. Why is there no audio? Well, this is turning into a debacle. I did not foresee this being an issue. Like, why is VLC just completely bugging out? Alright, clearly it is not capable of playing on... And then for some reason Windows Media Player doesn't have audio on it. I'm a little confused right now. I've never had VLC do that before. And this is absolutely worthless because it has no volume and... Huh. Fascinating. Okay, I might have to do a little... Wow. Okay, let me do a little research here. So this has turned into a little... because the tools preferences reset preferences. Tools preference. Where's reset preference? There we go. Just see if I can do it this way. Doesn't look like it. I mean, there is almost no CPU usage from VLC, so why this video is having some issues is beyond me. It's very unfortunate. Unfortunate and unexpected. So I might have to just delete this stream. Really have no idea why that's doing that. And let me try one other. Media. So Windows Media Player works, but there is no audio. There must be some... Well, does it work, actually? Yeah, I mean, it's not doing what VLC was doing. So, perhaps... Ah, wait a minute. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense. And it's not... Hey, Francisco, hello! How are you, sir? I apologize. You've come to found yourself in a really horrible, horrible stream. This is was supposed to be a very simple thing, but apparently VLC cannot be played while... Oh, you know what I could do? All right, this is would be the most bizarre workaround ever, but I'm going to try it and see if it works out anyway. But hello. Yeah, sorry. I this is my first time trying to do it this particular way, and I am it's not going particularly well, to be honest. But I'm going to give this one last try and see if somehow the most ridiculous solution can work out. So if we do this, and full resolution, full screen. Is that as full as it gets? No. It's supposed to. Wow. Nothing works the way it's supposed to right now. I mean, it's working great, but it's not. Why is it not full screen? I could have sworn. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I think we fixed it. I love Super Mario RPG OG soundtrack. Francisco, can you hear it well? Can you hear the music? Because I didn't get a chance because of all the hiccups. I couldn't actually hear. Is the balance okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear the game music okay? Full screen, it burns. Awesome, Francisco. Awesome. Cool. Hello, Baldric. Okay, I mean, this is the most bizarre workaround I could have thought of, but so VLC tripped out, could not do this, so I'm actually running this through Premiere. So hopefully Premiere just runs like a champ and just plays it all the way through. But that's our workaround. So, yeah. Little bit of brilliance here. Big brain. Oh, let me go ahead and, speaking of which, let me change this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I want to be somewhat opaque so that you can see me, or to have some opacity so you can see behind me what exactly is going on in this particular part of the screen. At least you have a general idea about that the meter there. Hey, for Richard's sake, I'm doing okay. We had a little bit of trouble, and but we shot the trouble. We call it troubleshooting, and we shot the trouble right in his face, and so now we're okay. How about you, for Richard's sake? How you feeling today? How is that going for you? Any what is your next stream? For those who don't know, For Retro Sake Gaming, as you may have known or would have surmised from the name, plays retro games and was instrumental in my recent conquering of Contra. So what's up on the docket for you? Out of the 600 games, out of your 600 Nintendo game library, which one has piqued your interest? And Francisco, I'm with you. I love the Mario RPG. Now, you said you like the original Mario RPG soundtrack. Does that mean the remake doesn't necessarily suit you all that well, or you just mean like you like the overall sound of it, and so just the remastered version is okay? So I actually didn't mind it. Honestly, I can't remember the distinctions, but I was pretty sure. I mean, this is fairly similar to what the original sounded like. Awesome. Yeah, I'm with you. There. Especially, I love the little music that plays after you win. I don't know, for whatever reason, that's just, it tripped me out a little bit. Oh, nice, Adventure Island, yes. That was a game that a lot of my friends had. I never got it, and I didn't get it. Like, I was like, why is it like, in my mind, even now, I'm like, it's a man in a diaper running around, but it's not. It's not, and I think it's based off of like a Japanese, like an actual show. It's like an actual person it's based off of an actual show, and so it makes more sense in Japanese, at least that particular guy. Like, when you see him, you're like, oh yeah, it's that dude. But for us, we don't necessarily have that context, so it's just like this very weird thing. But I remember thinking it was pretty darn cool, very colorful. It's kind of like a... Well, I mean, honestly, to me, it was almost like a knockoff Mario. But doesn't he have a skate? He rides a skateboard in that. Like, he does a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm cool. I'm glad you're doing that one. Because again, that was a game that a lot of my friends had, but they didn't necessarily want to play. So I only got to see bits and pieces of it. It does look like a diaper. Oh yes, Baldric. Yeah, I did beat Contra. Yeah, it was ended up being that session. There was we had the first session of that day was like what 3.5 hours, and I ended up not rage quitting, but just going, okay, I just need to step away because I'm getting a little. I'm just getting pissed off at every little thing, and my eyes were getting a little. I was going a little cross-eyed, so we came back, and 4.5 hours into the new one, we did it. I think the whole run was like 25 minutes because we didn't. I think we died twice. That run, that was it. Maybe 3 times. Yeah, but it was, overall, we never used a continue, and we ended with like 4 or 5 lives. So, yeah, I would call it a definitive conclusion to Contra. After I would say it's like, I think both games, Contra and Castlevania, I think it broke down differently in different videos, but I think both games took about 15 hours from like going from really never played it and just kind of figuring out and dying a lot on the first level. Going from that to beating it was about a 15-hour process for both Castlevania and Contra. So I'm interested to see what Ninja Gaiden's going to be like. We're going to start that later today. I just want to see if that ends up breaking the mold, ends up being a lot longer or maybe shorter, because it does have the Castlevania continue convention where you have infinite continues at the start of whatever stage or whatever point you save at. So it's not going to be as Contra-y in that you have to... Like, if you can just get through the stage once, even if it's pure luck, as long as it's the save point is after that and you don't turn the Nintendo off, you can go forever. So today might be another long night. If we start making a lot of progress, I'm not going to want to turn it off and do it all over again. So we'll see. We'll see. But I am curious. And to see if my Contra and Castlevania skills will in any way enhance the Ninja Gaiden experience. Yeah, Baldric, I think it was like 3 in the morning for you, I think. So yeah, I absolutely know. Oh yeah, Retrosake, yes. Yeah, I'm getting it. Yes, Francisco, yes. The Brothership. I have that pre-ordered from Best Buy, which the only downside is if I wasn't so. I mean, the closest Best Buy to me is like 30 minutes away. So I was like, you know what? I'll pre-order it and have it shipped. So I don't know that I'm going to get it on release day, but the day that I get it, I'm playing it. Like I'll bump off whatever else is going on. Probably spend the weekend at it as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I really like. Did you all play Superstar Saga? I remember playing that on the Game Boy Advance. It was the only time I've ever owned a handheld, and I enjoyed that game and the Minish Cap, Minish Cap. I think it's Minish because it diminish. Anyway. But Superstar Saga, I enjoyed the heck out of, and I could just only imagine. And just like the art style, everything that I've seen for Brothership looks really good. And considering Luigi kind of got ultra shafted in the Mario Brothers movie, I'm looking forward to seeing the bros actually genuinely team up and do some good work, as opposed to him just whining the entire movie. Yeah, man, that's really cool. Like all three, at least 3 of us are interested in that. You have a better chance of getting a game release day at the actual store, but if you have it delivered to you, I almost never get the release day if they ship it to me. Yeah, Retrosec, I'm in the same way. For me, it's just like right now, because I'm approaching the point where I have to, I have to go back to work, getting work. I'm trying to do as much gaming as I can, and that's a pretty flimsy excuse. I didn't want to have to drive 30 minutes to the to Best Buy. I know I'm not going to get it the release. I'd probably get it the day after. Like the same thing with Tears of the Kingdom. I got it like a day or two after release. I'm not the channel, like the go-to channel for this kind of stuff. So I don't, even if I did do it, the day of, I don't think, it would be. And that way, if anybody drops by, I'll be like, oh, so how did you get past this part? I mean, it'd be nice if it got here the day of, but I think, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom I think I got from Best Buy or Amazon, and it showed up a day or two after the release date. No! I think it was the next day. It was the day after release date. But I might change I think I can still change it to an in-store pickup. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Give me a chance to ride the motorcycle. I need excuses to ride it because the only times I've ridden it so far since being here was to get it repaired and get it working well. When I went to vote, I actually got to ride it 20 minutes down the road to go vote and then rode it back and had a good time with it. So maybe if it's not too late, I might change it to an in-store pickup. That way I can get it the day of and start going at it. Looking forward to it. And Best Buy is terrible for the past 5 years. Those a-holes still promised next day delivery. I'm telling you right now, I've never got a game next day from Best Buy, even though they offered it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe just, and I don't even know why I went with Best Buy this time versus like an Amazon or something. Oh, I don't think when I put in the pre-order, I don't know that Amazon had. No, Amazon said it was unavailable. That's why. I tried going Amazon first, and they were like, "This title is unavailable. We're not sure when it will be back in stock." I'm like, back in stock? You haven't even offered it yet, as far as I know. But actually, you know what? And this is the magic of this particular format. So those who don't know, I actually was doing videos like this. I played Mario RPG back when it came out, or within a week after it came out. So that's like several months ago. Because I thought, hey, if I can focus on the gameplay just by playing it all by myself, then I can focus on the commentary by having it, like, playing it behind the commentary. But then I found out it's very hard to follow stream of consciousness and really stay on topic, with the game when you're just kind of spectating. So anyway, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do it this way, I might as well have, in theory, have some folks to talk to, have some chatting going on. So I'm not having to, I'm not tied to the actual gameplay, like, no hands. So I could actually look this up and maybe see if I can get, if I can change my order for Best Buy so I can go pick it up. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to get it day of. I was expecting within 2 to 3 days, maybe. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I would like to actually get it as soon as possible, to be honest. So let's see if I can change that. View order details. Well, yeah, they'll ship it by Thursday. Store pickup instead? Crap. Password. I don't remember you setting a password for Best Buy. Nope. Apparently I forgot my password, Best Buy. Oh, I think, yeah. It looks like I'm going to be able to do it, though. So that's a good call. I appreciate that. With Best Buy, I only expect what they offer, and they never follow through with their delivery. Thank you for voting. You're a good American. Well, I guess you don't have to be an American anymore to vote. Very, very well said. Very well said. Yeah. Yeah. I had Metroid. Oh my gosh, Metroid Dread show up 6 days late. I live within 5 minutes of Walmart and they had plenty in stock. Jeez. Ugh. That's the thing. I typically don't. I don't even pre-order stuff. The problem is, I've had it a couple times where, it's just ridiculously popular, and so when I show up, it's gone. And I did not want that to happen here. I select a store. Wait a minute. Interesting. Let me see. Now, I will say, I had a much better experience. The two times, like I said, I think it was Tears of the Kingdom, and I like I said, I got it the next day, so I didn't have a horrible experience with Best Buy, but it's not. Where directions did we go? Oh, yeah, it's a half hour. The nearest Best Buy is a half hour away. But you know what? On a motorcycle, as long as the weather's not horrible, that shouldn't be too bad. No, but then the problem is, then I'm whenever I go get it, because it's not, they don't open until 10. So I'm looking at having to just do it somewhere in the middle of the day, try to get it between streaming sessions. Grand Parkway. See, and it tells me it's 5 miles away. I'm sorry, it is not 5 miles away. You stupid. Sorry, folks. I know this is a little off topic here. That's 30 minutes away. How are there two Best Buys 30 minutes away from me? This is infuriating. I am fraught with rage. They're 32 minutes away. I have 3 Best Buys, all exactly 30 minutes away from me. The heck is wrong with you, Texas? Or Best Buy, or both. I don't know. So I don't do Best Buy shipping at all. Yeah, but anymore I've grown accustomed to just picking up myself, and it rarely fails. Yeah. Hey, David, what's going on? Did I get a haircut? No, it's a filter, David. It's a filter. I skillfully. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I did. I get to these certain times, certain points where I have had enough with the hair. Sometimes it's, I don't know. It's just sometimes it's just I want to change. Sometimes it's the hair was just getting untenable. You know, at my age, I'm not exactly in the hair retention phase of life, so you know, I get the hair actually before I got it cut was probably about 2.5-3 inches long, and you start finding that all over the bathroom and stuff. I'm like, I just don't. I'm a dude. Like I'm just gonna do it. And then if I do roll out of bed, which I do on several occasions, have just rolled out of bed and gone straight to streaming. It's a little harder to tell if you're just woke up if you don't have enough hair to have bedhead. So it was a maintenance thing. Motorcycle, yes. Motorcycle, vroom vroom go, yes, David. Yeah. It's not a big motorcycle. It's a SV650. I call her Zuki. She's my baby. She's beautiful. I love her, and she's perfect. She's small. She's only 350 pounds, so she's trim. And it's like riding it's the closest I can be to riding a bicycle, but a bicycle that has enough power to go, the speed limit on the highway, keep up with all that nonsense. Because you can get a smaller engine, it feels more like almost like a bike or a moped, but top speed is like 65 miles an hour, and that wasn't going to work for me. So, yeah. But of course, Texas, there's only like 4 or 5 months out of the year that you can really ride without sweating your face off, and we happen to be in that time of year now. So I mean, I guess I could do it, just not be lazy. But then that's at least an hour out of the day. That's Thursday. What do I got going Thursday? Thursday is. I'm gonna have to adjust the streaming schedule anyway. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and pick up there. Confirm pickup changes. The order is successfully updated. We'll send you a confirmation. Okay. So yeah, in theory. Oh, I can't wait for that too. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD on the Switch. I've been kind of waiting because I don't want to play it. I have it on the Wii, but I didn't want to play it with those crappy controls. So I'm very happy that it's coming to the Switch here, but not for a while. Okay, per your request, we made the following changes. Shipping to pickup. Now see, that says estimated pickup date Friday the 8th. Interesting. Hmm. 30 minutes is a long drive to not get what you want, but on the bike sounds worthwhile. Well, that's the thing. If I order the in-store pickup, then in theory, I should be getting. I'm wondering why it's saying estimated pickup date Friday the 8th. If it comes out on the 7th and I'm picking it up, this is very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Like, I'm almost better off just going to the store cold turkey. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Wormhole. Is that how the USA is? Unnecessary long distance? No. Texas is so huge. Yeah. I like everything so close. David, so I lived in Indiana. I mean, well, pretty much every state except for Maine that I've lived in, the Best Buy has been within 10 to 15 minutes max. Indianapolis, where I was at before I was here, there was a Best Buy. I think it took 8 minutes to drive there. So I'm much more accustomed to things being close. Unfortunately, where I live, I live near Houston, which is, you know, obviously big city, but I'm not in Houston. It's about 45 minutes outside of Houston. And the development where we live, we're already removed. It's one of those developments where it's like you're driving in it for like 3 or 4 minutes just to get like, so once you get to the development, it's not like, okay, don't go down, 30 seconds and make a right and you're there. It's you're driving through the neighborhood and all that kind of nonsense. So it takes a while in general to get anywhere. I'm just miffed that like it would be fine if they, okay, there's a Best Buy 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away, and an hour away. Okay, fine, I'll make do with that. But the fact that there's three of them, and all of them are 30 minutes away. Like, could you not nudge it a little bit closer? 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I can live with that. But no, so US is not so much. But yeah, like Retrosick was saying, Texas is really big, and if you're not in, like, we're suburb where I live, is I guess the best way to put it. So it's like we're 10 or 15 minutes from the general suburb where a lot of your common shops and restaurants and stuff are. And then, obviously, for whatever reason, Best Buy hasn't put down shop anywhere closer. Well, let's see. I'm just going, wait, I just changed it so I could get it the day of, and now you're telling me I'm going to get it the day after? Y'all are killing me, Best Buy. It might be worth it just to cancel the order. No, okay, now it says preparing for pickup on Thursday. We'll notify you when it's ready. I'll leave it as it is. If I get it a day late, I get it a day late. Although I won't be able to stream it on Friday. I'll have to do it on Saturday. So it may be better anyway. We'll see. I know about the lack of hair retention. Yeah, at our age, it really is. I mean, for some people, it starts earlier than others, but like I can't complain. It's not bad, but it is, it's just aging. It's going to happen. Well, thank you, David. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. I wish I could say I had the same pair of clippers since college, but I'm on my second set now. But I have not gotten my hair cut. I've not paid for a haircut in 25 years. Yeah, about 25 years. In college, my roommate, we called him the hall barber. And you just go in there, he'd give you a buzz cut. He convinced me to get my head shaved completely. Like, we actually bicked it. That was the worst thing ever. Because you can't tell, but I would be the worst person in the world. If I went bald, it would be the worst thing ever because my head looks like a ziggurat. It's like got all these wrinkles and lumps in it. It almost, what it looks like somebody, if you think of like the top of your head as being like almost like not vinyl. What do you call that? The like spandex. Like think of a head where the top of it is like spandex, and it's nice and round and smooth. But imagine if your brain was being pushed up through that spandex. It would have all the little lumps and ridges and stuff. That's what the top of my head looks like. So we didn't realize that until we shaved it, because I'd never had my head shaved before. Shaved it completely bald, and it's like, oh gosh. And my friend, who not only was a hall barber, but he was also a musician, he actually wrote a song called The Hall Barber, and he said, I can't remember the exact lyrics now, but he referred to me as a baby rat, that I looked like a baby rat. For several months, he had to wear a hat. And he's not wrong. I also did it like right on the verge of wintertime. It was like November or so. And yeah, it's freaking cold. So I had to wear a freaking stocking cap the entire time. And then eventually, I did some Dr. Evil impressions, of course, because that's what you do when you're bald. You just do Dr. Evil. But yeah, so I've never shaved it, but ever since then, I've always just got a pair of clippers. I hate waiting in line to get your haircut, and then you're sitting in the stool, and sometimes you can have fun conversations, and sometimes you just kind of want to chill and not talk. And either way, like if you're with a barber who wants to talk, and you don't want to, you still want to kind of talk. First of all, because the guy's cutting your hair, it's like, don't be rude to the person who's holds your hair in his hands, really. And it's just nice to be polite. And then there's sometimes you kind of do want to talk, but the barber doesn't really want to talk. So I don't know. And then the tip thing started getting more and more. It was like, what do the people usually tip? Well, about 50%. What the hell? So you end up paying like 30 or 40 bucks for a haircut. And my hair is very, very simple. It's very, very simple. So yeah, I whipped out my razor and took care of business. Oh, baby, I have a Bandit 650 from 2005. No kidding! Oh, that's awesome, Alex. Mine's actually an 06. That's awesome. Wow. Let me take a gander. And I think that's the bigger version, right? Like that's got... Wait, is that... That's not a... Yeah, it's like the next level up, right? I think. But that is awesome. Oh wait, no, is it just... Is it a more stylized? Because I'm looking at it in the profile, an 05 Bandit. Yeah, I mean, that looks like mine. It looks almost identical to mine. What color is yours? I'm seeing red. I'm seeing like a cherry red. But did they have the Napoleon blue when you did yours? Because I have a yeah, it's got the fairings on it. I was just trying to find a quick reference photo, but yeah, I got the Napoleon blue or Napoleon candle blue, candy blue or whatever it's called. It was a beautiful color. That's kind of why I went with it, because he had a black one that was newer. The guy that I bought it from, and I was like, I really like that blue. It's a pretty blue. But that's cool, man. They're at least in the same family or the same vicinity. But yeah, 06 for me, 05 for you. So I come from Ohio. In Ohio, we say the same thing, Incarnate. Buying a motorcycle is a luxury item for most because you can only really ride comfortably 4 to 5 months out of the year without freezing. Oh, okay, so it's the opposite. Retro say. Well, I mean, like same principle, but just opposite reasoning. It's kind of like in Arizona, where like most places they only open their balconies and their outdoor stuff like in the spring and summertime. Whereas Arizona, the only time you can't get on a balcony is in the spring and the summertime because it's so freaking hot. Nobody wants to sit outside. So it's kind of the opposite here. Here it's hot as hell, and I say that literally. I'm not. You're just being profane. It is hot as hell, and down here near Houston, it is humid as hell as well. Which I don't know if hell is humid, but it is hot as hell and humid as Florida. So I mean, you're just sweating, and I'm an AtGat guy. I am a jacket with the pads. I'm a Kevlar jeans. boots and the helmet, gloves, everything. Because the last thing I want to do is squidify myself because I low end on a like grass clippings or something on a turn that I didn't see coming. Now I haven't had that issue. I haven't had any kind of accident or anything aside from when I was learning to ride. I had a moment where I kind of tipped over at a stop sign because it was on an incline. Anyway, not a big deal. Holding true to form, I haven't said a gosh darn word about RPG since I started it. But yeah, so we only have 4 months where it's not just stewing in your own sweat. Now, to be fair, I did ride it because I had it dropped. I had it transported when we moved from Indiana down to Texas. I had it transported, and the guy dropped it off at my sister's house, which was about 2 hours away. And it just so happened that day it was kind of overcast, and as long as I was moving, it wasn't bad. But as soon as you stop, you're just sweating through everything, and it's nasty, nasty. It's because they aren't getting it till late, possibly. That is possible. Maybe call the store if you get a second. Ask if they'll have it on the 7th. It has 4 ponies more than yours. Okay, a very reliable bike. It is an online 4 in comparison to yours being an L-shaped 2-cylinder. Okay, so mine is naked and it's black. That blue looks super nice. I have a friend who has the same bike like yours. Oh, no kidding. So, David, you're actually a, I don't know how to put it, but like a biker. Like, so for me, I love riding, but I didn't get into like the nuts and bolts of it. I mean, I did bleed my brakes one time and I changed my oil one time. But I'm not like a machine head. I'm not like I don't enjoy working on this. I'd rather just take it in and have a professional do it. Especially because then they could be like, they could tighten the chain or whatever. So I don't know all the ins and outs. So like you were saying, like I don't even know what I know it's a twin, and it sounds a lot like I have a friend who got his bike. I don't know. He got a freaking sweet deal on it. Whatever the next size up engine, it's like a 1200 or something. It's like the next big jump up, and it's a bigger bike. It weighs like maybe 700 or 800 pounds. It's got a heck of a lot more power, of course. But it doesn't sound like mine. Like it's a much quieter ride, which I kind of like. I don't like loud noise, but it is kind of nice. You start it up and you go. But anyway, all I know is what mine is a twin of some kind, like you're saying, a 2-cylinder or L-shape. I don't even know that. So, but yeah, mine's naked too. No fairings, just naked. It's naked time. Isn't that what that means? Or wait, is naked even more like spark? I think naked is just without the fairings, right? It's not like there's no plastic. It's just the engine and whatever. Mine is the Bandit 1200, a quite infamous bike. I consider myself a machine head. Yes, your bike's bigger version is an SV's 1000. Beautiful, rare bike. Mine is a Bandit 1200, a quite infamous bike. Bandit 1200. That might have been what I don't know. Yeah, actually, it might have been the Bandit my friend had. Well, I don't know, because they have this, like the Bandit and the SV seem to have like a very similar body style, so I'm not familiar enough to see much of a difference, but I'll take your word on it. Yeah, it was probably the 1000 that he had. But he got it for a steal, man. Like, I got mine used for 3,000 from a private owner, actually in Ohio, believe it or not. Retro sake, it was a former police officer. I don't even know what he was doing now, but he had him and his kids. They had like in their basement, but it was like an above ground basement. I think they had 12 bikes there. They had like a couple dirt bikes. They had 3 Suzukis. They had a couple like the cruisers and everything. But I mean, so very well maintained, very well kept. In fact, he had this thing installed, which I like, because I don't necessarily want to rely on just the noise to make sure people know where I am. So I actually it has a switch. If you put your high beams on during the day, it just creates a strobe effect with the headlight. It creates it's just like a blinking strobe, which gets people's attention, like, because with the sound, you might not know exactly where it's coming from, but if you're like somebody's right in front. If you're trying to make a left turn in front of me, you're not gonna not see a freaking strobe light going off in your face. So you can still be a jerk about it, but you can't say, "Oh, I didn't see you." Yeah, you did. You can't not see me. I look like a freaking ambulance. But yeah, he did some cool stuff to it anyway. But yeah, this guy got it was like a brand new or 1 year old or something like that. I might have been a Bandit, but a 1000 for like $3,500. He paid an extra $500. It was like a 10-year, 15-year newer bike and twice as much power. But it was bulkier, heavier. I prefer to keep it slim, trim. It is nice though, but Lagmeister is another fellow who actually started watching when we started doing retro games, and he's also his so far are in the on the smaller end. Like he does a lot. He's found some amazing deals on scooters. I can't remember the name of the bike he has now, but he has some videos up on his channel. There was one where somebody almost clipped him. Oh, or sorry, they cut in front of him, and they almost had a collision, but. Anyway, but it's cool. It's cool finding other people that like motorcycles. So yeah, you are far more knowledgeable than I. Obviously, you know more about my bike than I do. Right naked's without the fairings and any plastics. Oh, okay, gotcha. So mine's not quite as naked. Mine's got some lingerie. She's very scantily dressed, but not completely naked. Yeah, typical Suzuki. They share many parts. Like for example, our gas tanks are exactly the same as in the GSX F Katana 650. Okay. Enjoy your rides, buddy. Be safe and always well protected. Yep. About to disappear for now. Have a great day. And thank you very much, David. You as well. I guess it's weird to do it when you're not on a bike, but 2 wheels down, my friend. 2 wheels down. That's cool. Well, and retro's sake, also for the game, usually, like if you do an in-store pickup of any kind, even if it's not if it's just an item in general, and you say I want to order an in-store pickup, they'll be like, okay, we'll email you when your order is ready to pick up. So once they have it behind the counter, they have that like pickup window or pickup counter thing. They'll let you know when they've got it in hand. So I'm expecting it to be the same case with this. So I'll know. They probably won't do it the night before, but I'll probably know about I would say 10:30 or 11 on Thursday. They'll probably be like, hey, it's here, ready for pickup. And then I just have to figure out how I'm going to make that happen. But yeah, that was a good call, though. It gives me an excuse to get out of the house, gives me an excuse to do a little bit of riding. I like functional riding. I don't right now, like gas prices and freaking, tires on motorcycles are ridiculous. You would think they'd be cheaper because they're smaller, but they're not because they're far more technical. They've got different materials on like the main meat of the tire that they do on the walls, and there's a whole range of different stuff and textures and treads and all this jazz and hooey. So they're actually pretty freaking expensive, and they run out just like car tires. So you put 3,000-4,000 miles on them, and you kind of got to get new ones. So I don't do a lot of joy riding. And I mean, I enjoyed it the most when I was learning how to do it. Because it happened right at COVID. So, not a whole lot else going on. The roads were completely clear, so I could just get out and practice without having to worry about too many cars being around. But I spent probably a week in a school parking lot before I graduated to a 15-mile-an-hour residential, then a 25-mile-an-hour residential, and then finally a 45. That was a terrifying day. My first day on a highway, boy, that scared me to death. I was like, how is this possible? Like, it's like I'm in a wind tunnel. There's no way. It must be a particularly windy day. And to be fair, I've ridden on the highway many, many since days. I've gone to Tennessee from Indiana, which I don't recommend on an SC650, and to Chicago. And neither one of those, even with the Chicago one, the traffic was going about 85, 90 the whole time. And I pretty much went the speed limit to keep up with them. Well, it didn't feel like it did that first day on the Indiana highway. That was scary as heck. But highways are no fun on motorcycles anyway. At least, a cruiser I'm sure is probably fine, but on that particular bike, the whole reason is you want turns, you want windy roads. Maybe some hills. You get on a highway, it's pretty much straight, flat, and boring as heck. It's like, okay, well, yeah. And you just have to watch out because everything is exponentially more dangerous at higher speeds, obviously. Although most accidents are caused at intersections by people who don't see the motorcycle or choose to ignore it, and by motorcycles going too fast into blind turns and either not cornering well enough or hitting something and low ending and then trying to overcorrect and then a high ending. So yeah, not a lot of accidents on the highway, strangely enough. But learning to ride was a fun experience. It's at my age, there's not a lot of tangible things. Like, obviously, learning to play Contra, learning to play, learning to challenge Nintendo games is great, but there's very few things that I'm actually interested in learning about or in doing. But learning to ride a motorcycle was a good time. It felt good to learn. It felt good to every day get out there and be able to take turns a little bit faster, be able to shift a little bit faster. It's a very interactive, far more interactive riding a motorcycle than like driving a car, especially an automatic. But anywho, Mario RPG, folks. Mario RPG. It's a great game. I could not believe it. So first they remade Warcraft 3, which was something I'd always wanted. I was like, but nobody's gonna do that. Now, I didn't mind it too much. Yes, it was, I would say, overpromised, underdelivered, even in single player. A lot of the cutscenes, a lot of the gravitas is missing from what we were shown initially. But it still looks a lot better than the original Warcraft. The models are better. Everything's better. If you're just doing the single player campaign. Now, beyond that, yeah, I understand it has a lot of shortcomings, but I only ever wanted it for the single player. But that was first, and I was blown away. They did Diablo 2, but they also made some there were small changes, understandably, but just changes they didn't need to make. So I did not get the, whatever it's called, Reforged, I think. Even though I did appreciate that they did the remake. And then I couldn't believe Mario RPG and Paper Mario both got remakes. I wish they would do that with more games. I would love to see the original Zelda remade. I still haven't beat that one either. It's not considered to be one of the hardest games, but by golly, I could never figure out where the heck to go in that game. I'd wander around for about an hour, get picked off by the stupid octopod or octopuses or whatever the crap they're called. And the little guys with the spears and poke at you. He just fart? Oh no, he got furious. It sounded like he flatulated. Like, and he kind of looks like a piece of crap. Was he in the original? I'm guessing he was, 'cause I don't think they changed baddies. An explosion of love? What the heck is that thing? I don't even remember this fight. It was a while ago. I'm going to do the same thing with Borderlands 2. That has a few more episodes. There's going to be 2 more after this stream today. There'll be only 2 more episodes left in the RPG playthrough. And of course, the meter behind me is new. That's not something that was in the original game. I tried to use it sparingly, but it's really kind of cool, kind of fun. It does make the game a lot easier. Or it makes it easier. I don't know exactly how much, because I really don't know just how devastating those attacks are. No matter where I go, I'm unwanted. Well, you're kind of creepy, dude. And you're throwing your head at people, so I don't feel too bad for you. And you got the freaky... Those are some freaky eyes. Any character that has like the black eye, like dead eye sockets, but there's just like glowing red inside, scary as crap. Speaking of Diablo, that was Diablo 2. That was on the cover art for that. Same thing. Skull-like eyes, black, like a doll's eyes, and then had the bright red glowing orbs in there. Those are terrifying. It's very strange to think about. Mario RPG is the only RPG that I've actually finished or logged any significant hours into. I dabbled in Chrono Trigger, backed off that a little bit because there didn't really seem to be too much interest in it, and it was a very slow moving, like slow progress. I will go back to it at some point, but for now, tis what it is. I'm still wondering what the crap is up with VLC. Maybe it just doesn't play well with OBS. I have to look into that. Just glad that I can run it on editing software. No, this guy again. It's kind of a wet blanket. Let's see. Vroom, 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 go. Yeah, Metroid Dread. Did you? Oh, Retro. I don't know if you're still here, buddy. Did you beat Metroid? Have you beaten Metroid Dread yet? And what'd you think of it? It looked awesome. It looked great. I have it. I just haven't tried it yet. But it looked really freaking cool. But yeah, 6 days late. That is brutal. And are you gonna? Are you gonna be trying to stream Brothership? Or are you just looking forward to playing it? I'm guessing streaming it, right? Because you're trying to grow that part. I thought I was gonna be able to do that with Mario Wonder. I don't remember why I didn't. There was something that came up. And honestly, I didn't love Mario Wonder. I hate to say that. But me and my friend played it. We just wanted a game that we could play together, just kind of talk, hang out, catch up, because he's out in California. And it was just kind of weird. Like, I mean, it was visually cool, but it was like super easy. But also, I was like, what am I? Okay, I'm picking up seeds, and I'm picking up this, and I'm picking up that. What's going on here? Like, where's the straightforward, just, you know, kick the crap out of whatever's in front of you, save the princess, and go home? Like, that's nice and straightforward for a Mario game. That's kind of where it's at. Now, obviously, this one's got a little more meat to it, which is nice. But it's an RPG. You expect an RPG to have a little more substance to it. As kind of violent and adultish as the themes were, I have to say, like, a game like Katana Zero was probably the first non-RPG where I thought the dialogue and the story were actually kind of robust and compelling. Like, I love Mega Man, but by golly, let's not have too many dialogue scenes with Mega Man. It's very bizarre. What am I fighting for? Not sure what I'm doing here. I don't think I'm doing this just for the heck of it. At the same time, I don't remember why I am doing it. Oh, maybe. Well, I'd like to think I was doing some big brain calculation. I was looking into what attacks different enemies had and deciding and letting that determine what the most efficacious add-on would be, but I don't think that's the case. Hey, little F-Zero! That's weird. We had 2 F-Zero and an R, almost looked like an R-Wing there. Which that's another game I want to play. I can't remember what it's called now. But there's like a game, it was not a Star Fox game, but it came out for the Switch. Came out for a lot of systems. But it had like a little model kit that came with it. Like you had like little plasticky things. I don't know. Yeah, you had little aircraft and whatever. But there was, you could, if you got it for the Switch, there was an R-Wing you could use. And I want to play it because it looks like kind of Star Fox-esque, and I do like those kind of games, but have not gotten around to it. Retro is where it's at, baby. Retro is where it's at for the time being, for me anyway. Except for Brotherhood or Brothership. That I'm really looking forward to doing a little quote-unquote contemporary gaming. Welcome to the inn. 30 coins will get you a room. I don't trust you, sir. Oh gosh, yeah, no. Like I said, we've got, I think 3 hours-ish left in this run. So we're not near the big bad yet, but we are definitely near a big bad. Oh, okay. So there we go. Using the special that decidedly did not exist in the original. I mean, 512 is a good chunk of damage. Not too shabby. Almost half. I'm fired up, seriously. Blah, blah, blah. That was the other problem, too. I wasn't, as I was playing, because I was just playing, I wasn't doing it thinking about what it'd be like to watch it. I skipped a lot of the dialogue and stuff, so it's not really a great playthrough for dialogue and story progression. It's just playing through the game, so yeah, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Interesting. I never really... I mean, what wins? Fire or ice? I guess ice ultimately, just because eventually it turns to water. But if it's hot enough, obviously it just turns directly into steam, and that doesn't really do much. But I mean, the game says it's weakness. And we just send it back into the abyss for the moment. Oh no! Now it's actually kind of creepy looking. But it doesn't have the glowing eyes, so it's not as scary. Holy crap. I'm not as dead as you... No, you are definitely dead. You are definitely dead. Well, no. Is it undead, I guess, is the official phrasing for it? Yeah, I guess technically he's undead. Which is always a weird... like, whoever came up with that, I feel like that was just a grammatical, like, hiccup, and somebody just ran with it. Because they didn't know, like, I don't know. It's weird. You have alive, you have dead, and then you have undead. So it's not alive, but it's also not dead. Very, very bizarre concept, I think. That was its weakness, and it only took 125 off. Not terribly helpful. Again, weakness. That's probably not too bad for a single attack. I'm just wondering how in the world he's got... Clearly, these are linen rags or some kind of cloth as his covering. So when he was alive, he didn't need clothes. Dead, he needs clothes. But he's sitting over lava. He's sitting over a very strong heat source. I don't know why those are not just on fire right now. Like, what sorcery is at work? What kind of garb is he wearing that it does not burst into flame? That was a lot of work for 100 points of damage. Oh, Zombone. That's his name. Zombone. Yeah. Probably not a good idea to try to scare the undead thing. Didn't think that one through. There were some faults in the logic. It was not a good plan. I do love that move. I think we end up using that a lot. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't ridiculous, but it was pretty cool. It's just funny seeing Peach chucking bombs. I love how in zombie movies games the undead can be killed again by mundane things. Yeah, Baldric. Yeah, right. It's not like, oh, you have to find its heart, you know, and crush the heart or something. You can just, like a zombie, you just chop off its head or yeah, it's very interesting. Like no supernatural means, like, it is in theory at that point it is a supernatural being. It is beyond the scope of what we, you know, in our existence know. But yeah, you can take a shotgun to it, cut off the head, or as in this case, jump on its head or throw bombs at it. Which, to be fair, I mean, you kind of need, otherwise it's a very boring show, because all you can do is run from it or slow it down. That would get kind of old. But yeah, it is very bizarre. It should be a little more involved. I think whatever power is animating it. Now, I could be something like with, you know, like Lord of the Rings, where if you can destroy the host body, it's not truly dead, but it no longer can interact with you. Can't interact with the living. Goodbye. May your clothes burn in a blaze of glory. Like the Black Riders, you know, they didn't die, but their spirits were disembodied and they were no longer able to do anything until they could find a new body. But when you're undead, do you have a spirit or a soul at that point? Like, I don't even know what the rules of undeadness are. Like, if you're a person and you get turned into a zombie, what has happened to your soul or spirit? Or is there no soul or spirit? It literally is just a corpse reanimated. Which would, in theory, mean that you have no personality or... Oh, no! I remember this now. I love it. It's like the Power Rangers. Or, yeah, Voltron. Is the yellow guy always the chubby one? Not in Power Rangers, but I think in Voltron, yeah, the heftier guy was yellow. I can't remember his name now. I know Pidge was the green. And that's all I remember. And then obviously the pink was the gal, the princess. And that's what it is here. Oh, there's no blue though. Interesting, they got black but no blue. Huh. So not quite Voltron. They couldn't form Voltron. Which, I guess, to be fair, if you're going to do, like, you need the torso. Black always formed the torso. So if you had blue and not black, you have not the head or the torso. You just have two legs standing there, two arms laying down, and you're not getting anywhere. So I understand why they did it for creative reasons, but still, missing blue is very strange. You're missing, what is that? The left arm? Or the right arm? Right? Oh, was he? No, he was a leg, wasn't he? That's a problem. Yeah, I think it was yellow and blue were the legs, and then green and red were the arms. Find this out there. I mean, I'm sure it's more based off the Power Rangers. They're a little more relevant at this point, but Voltron. Ah, I was right. Yeah, yellow and blue were the legs, red and green were the arms. Damn, I'm good. I've wanted to get. My friend had a version of Voltron. It's like the die cast back in the day. I was looking for that at one point, like on eBay, but it was either hard to find or very prohibitively expensive. I don't remember which one. We fight for evil. We live for disorder. We like something. We struggle for chaos. We are the Axum Rangers. Oh, okay, so yeah, it is supposed to be directly from Power Rangers. But Power Rangers also had a blue guy, I believe. I still find it the most. I think Pidge was a small one. Yeah, I liked Sven, white black. Then they killed him early on in the series. I was shocked. Wait, whoa. Are we talking? We're talking the original Voltron? Or are we talking about the cartoon? Like, well, not, well, the other one was cartoon, but like they did like a. It wasn't Netflix, but they did like a modern version of it, which I didn't much care for. It was okay. It was good for like two seasons, I think, and then it kind of went off the rails for me. Original. I haven't watched the new ones. Okay, good. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. But oh no, they killed off the white black guy, huh? I did not realize that. That's kind of dark. Although apparently when I say our, I mean the American. I'm not sure what you all got in Europe, but apparently we only got like. We got 50 episodes, and they were all out of order, or they came like right in the middle of the story. Like there was a whole thing before, and there's so much more after. Like for us, it was just. I don't know. I can't even remember what it was supposed to be. But I think, like, Voltron was like a god or something, or he was created by God. There was some... It was a much more complicated story than what we got. Which was, okay, every episode, you get your butts kicked individually, you come together, you make Voltron kicks butt, you're done. But, with that kind of simplicity, I would not have expected the White-Black Ranger to die. Or the White-Black pilot to die. I'm trying to remember. I remember the red guy, but now I think I'm confusing it with Ronin Warriors. Yeah, because when I picture the red guy, I'm picturing the red Ronin Warrior, and that's obviously not correct. To be fair, a lot of Japanese cartoons had a team comprised of primary colors and a couple secondary colors. You couldn't throw a rock without hitting some super team. And well, anyway, G-Force, I guess, was probably one of the few that didn't conform to that at all. They were all just different birds. June the Swan, Jimmy the Falcon, Fred the Robin or something. He was a character with a strange accent, dark hair, but they offed him for Princess Aura so she can join. Oh! Zarkon's wish to do it with magic. No kidding! Okay. You know what? That's interesting. And of course, Baldrick, it would be your luck, right? The one character that you bond with that you're like, oh, this is my new fave. Oh, man, he's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see him grow and develop as a character and see how he gets along with other guys and how the relationship... Oh, wait, what? Like, it makes you, like... You know there was no... Because they're not live actors, so you know it wasn't like the actor... We couldn't use the actor anymore, so we had to replace him, and we figured we just put a gal in there. Like, it was intentional. Like, they had a guy and replaced with Aurora. Is that her name? Allura. Like, I'm wondering why that decision... Why not just start off with Allura? If you're going to go there, why not just have her be the first one? Was there some... Do you remember? Was there a plot point or a... Anything that was gained by having him offed and then having her step in? Aside from maybe just the idea that he was the cool reserved one. Wow. Sarkon's witch did it with magic. That's... I'm going to look up that death because man, like to have a... Oh yeah, Team Voltron is what it was called. Yeah, it definitely had... It had its qualities to it, but it had some... Yeah, I don't know. Because I think the original Voltron, everything was pretty platonic, right? There was never... I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It had its moments, and then had some not great moments, and then... I don't remember how it ended. I feel like it went on too long, though, if I recall correctly. But I like the cool... Yeah, the cool reserved... You know, let me look him up here. What was it? Sven? Okay, yeah, no, I do remember him. Oh, they offed him, huh? That's all kinds of messed up. Fandom. Wait a minute here, Baldric. Wait a minute. Okay, it says... After escaping Planet Doom, he and the others made contact with Princess Allura and Karan of the Castle of Lions, who was assigned to be the pilot of the Blue Lion. Sometime later, he had rescued Lance from an attack by Hagar and ended up seriously injured. Eventually, he was transferred to a hospital on another planet. But Doom attacked that planet, and Sven was captured and taken as a slave to Planet Doom. He later reunited with the Voltron Force when he helped Rommel escape from Planet Doom. Sometime after his escape, he joined Rommel instead of flying the Blue Lion, control of which passed to Princess Allura, or otherwise serving the Voltron Force in a reserve capacity. He was later part of an advanced force to conduct operations on Planet Doom prior to the invasion. He was once again seriously injured after confrontation with Prince Lotor. Afterward, on a few occasions... Okay, so... Defender of the Universe. Oh, you know what? No? Wait a minute. Isn't that the original? Yeah. Didn't look he... I'm not seeing that he died. Like, do you remember the scene? Let me see. Then... Death. The Voltron. Phantom Hag, who is Sven. Oh wait, no longer able to fight, he's transferred to a hospital, okay. Yeah, it looks like he goes out of commission. He loses, he's no longer the pilot, but he doesn't die. I wouldn't know the reasons for his removal, but it was brutal since back in the day there weren't many semi-main characters that actually died in the show. Hey, you know, what's up? What's going on, man? That's interesting. I'll have to do a little more digging on that, Baldric. Because yeah, I'm seeing essentially that he got, you know, he got injured and stuff, but they don't. Oh wait. Go Line and Voltron, Defender of the Universe are not the same show. While the animation from Go Line was used to create the first Lion, canonically they are very different and should be considered separate series. There are a few major reasons why they're different from each other. Oh, so maybe because it's saying censorship and editing. So maybe you're right, Baldric. I mean, not that I ever doubted you, but maybe that's it. Maybe the synopsis that we're getting is what we were given in America, and y'all in Europe for some reason got the definitive version without the editing, and so Japanese version. Sven, Beast King Go Line is the original Japanese series. Take Frenzy, the original Blue Line. he's already dead.
It's not having access to 1
yeah,
million
okay.
industrial
Yep, that's what
grade
it was.
products, so
We got the BS children can't handle. I love it. I love it. The same media idea that said, oh, we can't show somebody like Sven getting killed in the cartoon. We're the same ones going, okay, let's kill Superman and let's murder Optimus Prime. That sounds like a good idea, right? I'm guessing because no, I don't even know why. Yeah, it's dumb. Absolutely dumb. Oh, they returned him in the 3rd series. I didn't know that. 3rd season. I remember clearly dying in the episode. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if, yeah, maybe they... Inu, you can jump in at any point here. We're talking about Voltron. I know you're a huge Voltron fan. I remember that decidedly being a thing. Are you going to be here, Inu, tomorrow for Among Us? I saw some folks on Discord chiming in, but I didn't see you say anything. But yeah, tomorrow 1 o'clock my time, which is what, 4 hours from now? Tomorrow? Yeah, well, 3 hours from now tomorrow. We will be doing Among Us. I think we've got at least 5 people at least. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like we got screwed out of it. I'm an original person. Well, I mean that sounds arrogant to say, but I'm somebody who I don't care if it's a character that I loved and they kill him. I don't care if it's maybe something that I'm not particularly fond of. Like, you know, they've got it. Like, let's just the main character had a hair fetish or I don't know, some weird thing. I would still rather have that because that's how it was created to begin with than get some kind of censored thing where it's like, well, we don't think our audience is going to like or be able to handle the idea of a character being this way. It's like, oh, screw it. Look, if it's bad enough, I'll stop watching. But don't try to fluff it up. If Sven dies, Sven dies. Don't give me this. Oh, he's off at a hospital thing. I think now that you say it, Baldrick, I think I remember that was part of they used trickery editing because everything was shot out of sequence. So I think they probably they took something that actually happened earlier in the show. And they put it at the end to make it look like, oh, yeah, he died. But no, he's back, obviously, because here he is in the hospital. But he's in the hospital beforehand, and then he died later. Oh, yes, totally. I saw it on Discord. It's like 8 p.m. for me, I think, was perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Me too. I've seen a ton of people play it, but have never done it myself. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we have the honor system there. We're not going to have... maybe that's when I use the latency. Maybe I use that. But it really doesn't matter because, yeah, if you see it, you see it. But I trust everybody. I think it'll be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I wonder how it works, though. Like, when you come to get, like, if... maybe everybody just in Discord. I think that may be it. Because I remember, because you can call, like, a meeting and be like, okay, somebody was killed... and everybody talks about it. But if people aren't on Discord, how do we talk about it? That'd be kind of weird. Yeah, I only played a handful of good games because it's hard to find like 10 people, which is ideal for the game. Yeah, you knew. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I said in Discord. I was like, yeah, hopefully. Oh, and you saw it. Okay, yeah. I'm hoping for 10. Which I think tentatively we've got Denise, Jay Shades, maybe Jay Shades Jr., you, Baldrick, I assume / hope, myself. Was it Kev? I think. Oh no, Sweet Roll, formerly Lollygagging Sweet Roll. Now, oh, whoops, hey, okay, so, hang on. Oh, no, there we go. Cool. All right. So that is it. As you see, this is the janky setup we have to have in order to get this to work because VLC freaks the heck out. Doink. 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 There we go. Episode part 2. Part 2 of our... Yeah, we would need to talk over Discord. Text chat would be very slow. Yeah, exactly. And you miss out on all the nonverbals. You know, all the, like the tone of voice, the hesitancy. You need all of that to know whether somebody's just BSing you or not. Maybe he will be sussy sweet roll soon. Very, very possible. Very possible. If not, we'll just call him that anyway. Just be like, you're sus sweet roll. Because it's... Oh, you got the alliteration going on. Tomorrow I have board game night, so I'll be out of commission. No! We are sacrificing the good people of Americas to the Mayan gods. No! None of that sounds good, Baldric. I think you need to rethink your life's decisions. Or at least that particular one. Tell them that you have an American friend who isn't too terribly keen on that whole concept, and your American friend is hosting or putting together a awesome Among Us game, and you can't miss it because you have priorities. And your friends will understand. They'll be like, oh, the internet trumps real life always and forever. I swear, if we're one person short. Well, I mean, the good news is we won't be like, even if we have 7 or 8 people, I think that's pretty robust. I've seen I think that's the few episodes that I've watched. I think it was like 6 or 7, maybe 8. So yeah, obviously the more the merrier. With a game like that, more suspects, more shenanigans, but also it probably makes it more crowded. Like, it's harder to get away with stuff. I don't know. It'll be fun. And I think there's going to be like at least a half hour of just figuring out what settings we want to use and what the best way to go, and people getting familiar with it, because I'm sure it can't be terribly complicated. But, you know, everything's a little bit of a learning process. They will understand the game is from my collection, so without me, no game. I see. Is it literally called Mayans vs. Americans? Is that the actual name of the game? $10 to $12 is ideal for 2 imposters. For less, only 1 imposter, which then is challenging. Oh, right. Yeah, I forget. Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of the games I watched were only 1 imposter. And then they do 2. Yeah, because you typically you want your imposters to be able to, like, talk to each other. Although, I guess you really can't do that if we're all... It would have to be private chat, but then as soon as you see 2 people talking in private chat, you're like, oh, they are our imposters. Because when I've seen it before, it was like 6 people or 7 people streaming, or maybe it was 8 people streaming, and so depending on who you're watching, you got some of that information. But I think you can chat in game, like the imposters. They would just talk via text, direct text, I think. And even then, you just kind of do your own thing. The game is called Zolkin, the Mayan calendar. At the end, who do not win are sacrificed. The game has cute little plastic crystal skulls. Oh my gosh. Well, fair to say, I'm not quite familiar with that. You know what? Let me see. I can become familiar with things thanks to the mighty power of my interwebs. I mean, it sounds innocuous enough as a title. It's like, oh, something about the Mayan calendar. Probably an educational game. Okay, yep, I see the crystal skulls there. Yep. Crystal skulls on pyramids of wood, gold, and stone. So, what is this kind of like a slightly more... Okay, I see it there. Hey, there's a picture. It might be you, Baldric. I don't know. It looks like it's in a very different country than America. Which would make sense, because I've never heard of... Let's see. I love that they got the Bowser 3 battle music playing in a very... I love when they do that with music. Like, they did it they did it in Return of the Jedi when they play the Imperial March when Vader dies, but it's like plucking a violin. It's like a bling, 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 bling. And they do it in Last of the Mohicans to great effect, where one of them is playing, it's like a fiddle playing, and it's more of like a love thing, and then they play the same song later, and with the full orchestra, and it's like revenge killing time. Oh, it's a check game. Okay, there you go. It's a fun, well-balanced game that is quick to learn and offers surprising depth in strategy and tactics. Although the gears come off, something, something, something. That's interesting. They actually have, on the top of the box, like where the title is, it actually has the names, I guess, of the developers. Like, as if it's like a movie or a TV show. It's like Danielle Tazzini, Simone Luciani present Zolkin the Mayan Calendar. And then a banner with words that I don't know, but probably Baldric does. Czech Games Edition. About 90 minutes to play. Well, right there, 90 minutes to play, Baldric. You can play that a little bit earlier in your evening. 90 minutes, game's done, and then you bring your friends over to play Among Us. I don't, this is a good plan. I don't know why this is not a good plan. I think this is the best plan. The board is fascinating. It's a giant cog machine. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing with the imagery. Yeah, it's quite fascinating looking. Like I think they got me right up to the point of the human sacrifices. That's where they lose me a little bit. But I mean, historically accurate, just kind of like a grim fate to be sure. But it's so funny because, like, honestly, that would be something that like my mom would have bought for me, like thinking it's like an educational thing. And she's like, "Wait, what? You do what to who? What's going on? Wait, what?" It would mysteriously be missing the next time I go to try to play. Like, Mom, where's my check game? And she's like, "Oh, I don't know, son. It's probably down there somewhere. You know what? Why don't you here? Shiny Nintendo game. Don't you want to play Mario 3? Ooh, Mario 3, yay!" By the way, there is no logic or reason to what I'm doing here for the most part. This is simply jump on stuff until it eventually works out. That's my plan. That's how I game in general. Very, very little strategy. When I beat Katana Zero, I spent 25 minutes grinding it because I wanted to beat it the way I wanted to beat it without slowdown. And so I did. It just took me 25 freaking minutes. Yep, board games have movie-like covers to attract buyers. So I guess those I'm guessing those are recognized names. Like people are familiar with their work, because I mean you could slap my name on a game and. But yeah, so I'm like, I mean that's the idea. Like typically, top line billing and in the movie posters they feature names that they assume are going to bring credibility to the project. So I'm guessing both those folks have a history. So you see it. Okay, they're the same maker. Same thing with video games, I guess. You know, publishers. Well, until recent times when publishers most of them have flushed their reputations down the toilet. Okay, to be fair, I am thinking. I'm just not quite. Hey, must be your money. Ball solitaire. Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me, game? Like, let me battle somebody. I don't want to. I don't want to be doing. I don't want to do mind games. But yeah, I guess that makes sense, Baldric. Though I never thought about that, but I guess we just don't have too many games like in the like Milton Bradley. I don't even. At some point, I'm guessing it was an actual dude, but at that point, it just became. No, don't do that. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what exactly to do. I just know doing that would screw you up pretty bad. Third one on the far left, I think, is probably the way to go. Yeah, yep. Oh, yep. Yes. Holy cow! All right. either I'm wrong or both me and my former self were wrong. I think we do screw this up once or twice. But at least I had the same thought process that I did back then. That's kind of nice. There's some intellectual consistency. Oops. No, okay. Yeah, I think I realized there's a problem here. Yep, designers often put their names on the covers. Some of them are quite popular, like Uwe Rosenberg and Rainer Knizia. Knizia? Is the K silent? Yeah, there we go. Screwed the pooch. Like what? Oh, maybe not. Oh no! I'm a freaking genius! I'm a freaking genius! Big brain, folks. Big brain. Don't mean to brag, but yeah, you know that cannonball level in Mario RPG? First time through. Although, to be fair, I do have to credit Cracker Barrel. Because here, Cracker Barrel it's a restaurant that has... They give you, it's like a little triangle thing. It's got this. It's kind of the same thing. It's got a bunch of little peg holes in it and a bunch of pegs, and you pretty much have to do the exact same thing. So I think my frequent, and by frequent I mean 3 times in my entire life, visits to Cracker Barrel were what aided my victory there. Z in Nitsia is pronounced like C. Oh, crapola. That's right. So. Well, wait, so is it Nikia or Nisia? I'm guessing Sia? Nisia? Nisia? So Rainer Nisia. Nisia. Okay. Well, if I ever do manage to get out to Croatia, I won't be a complete chump. They'd be like, well, somebody has surely taught you the continents. Now, if I could just remember that name, I could be over there. And if there's, I'll just, like, we don't know if you're actually from Croatia or not. You look like you're a foreigner. I'll be like, are you kidding? I love the board games of Uwe Rosenberg and Rainer Knizia. And they'll be like, oh my gosh. And I'll be like, do you know Baldric? And they'll be like, of course we do. It's a tiny country. We know everybody here. Everybody knows everybody. It's like a giant neighborhood. That's how it works out in my brain. Is it true what they say about Baldric's turnip? Well, I don't know. I can't say that I know them all that well. Not really sure what's happening here. Oh, okay, gotcha. I was counting. Oh, I think I hate yeah, I hated this one. I think I looked this one up. I don't like this gets into like that math crap. Where it's like so and so beat so and so, but so and so tied with so and so lost to this one. So who came in first, second, third, and fourth? It's like, oh, come on. This is why communication is so important. He's not Croatian. You'd break your tongue out. You'd break your tongue on a language, but at least it's a bit easier than Polish. I broke my tongue. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. I really did, but my tongue was not up for the challenge, I suppose. I mean, I guess I could pretend to be mute, because isn't sign language pretty much universal? But if I just learned sign language, I can get away with talking to anybody. Or at least, it's not my fault you don't understand me. You know, I can go to any country and start doing my sign language, and they'll be like, oh, sorry, we don't know sign language. They'll be like, they're like in the universal sign for respect. Yeah, that's my strategy. I'm gonna learn sign language. So that way It's not my fault I don't speak the language. And, it's not your fault you don't know sign language. So there we go. Call it even. Instead of me just being the American that goes over there, hello! Oh, does anybody here speak English? Marcus knows 5,000 languages. He's something, 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 something. He'll disappear, blend in. You'll never see him again. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anybody? Oh, does anybody speak English? That was a funny movie. Well, a funny moment in the movie. I had a group of American tourists a week ago. I had to repeat each Croatian name around 4 times. Whoo! Wait, in what context, Baldrick? I'm curious. Oh, you mean like the cities? Yeah, for me, honestly, I would need a phonetic spelling written down. I wouldn't say you would have to do it, but like if you told it to me, I would write down the phonetic spelling. That's the only way it would stick in my brain. I was their guide through this. No kidding, Baldrick. You do guided tours? Oh, man. I got to check on flights to Croatia. That'd be freaking awesome, man. I didn't know you were a guide. That's really cool. I mean, it probably can be very trying sometimes, but that's awesome. I mean, is that rain or shine? Do you drive a bus? Or is it a walking tour? Boo. Fortunately, they were elderly, so they couldn't walk for a long. So that means my tour was shorter. I'm a while. Okay. I love that. Fortunately, they were old and decrepit, so I didn't have to walk with them too far. But I mean, I hear you. It is a matter of practicality. It's not cruelty. It's like, hey, if I get paid for doing the job either way, I'd just as soon not walk as much. So what happens? I mean, do you then have to? Do they set up tours based on age primarily more than anything else? Because I mean, if you had a tour of like young sprightly bucks and some older folk, half your tour would be bored to death, and half of them would be hobbling along and perhaps pass away. I mean, I never thought about it, but I guess more than anything, you would divide it up that way, right? Inu, sorry I was on the phone for the past 15 minutes. Apology not accepted, Inu. Apology not accepted. Like, this commands full attention. We were having a conversation of sorts, and suddenly, boom, ghosted. Nothing coming from Inu. Inu just suddenly not wanting to talk anymore. I'm like, okay. Is this the kind of behavior I can expect for Among Us? Because I'll be honest, I will hunt your guy down and decapitate him in a second if I think you've gone AWOL. Even if I'm not the... Well, actually, no, you can't do that, can you? If you're not the imposter, you can't kill anybody. I wish you kind of could. That'd be interesting. Well, no, it wouldn't. Because then it would just evolve. You'd always have somebody that was just wanted to be a menace. We were talking about communication in Among Us, so if you said anything I didn't hear. No. Other than just, using Discord, and then I think for conversations, minimal though they would probably be, between two imposters, I think that's when you use in-game chat. Because there's really no functional way to do it in Discord without tipping everybody off. And I think that's how it was done in the show, in the versions that I saw. I think the two imposters would just chat like, oh, okay, I'm going to go here and do this, or cover me, I'm going to... I mean, you could really be really nefarious if you have people that are really good at that, and you have two of them who are able to work together. It's kind of like the whole thing where it's like, if you can have somebody be pretend to be Batman for an hour, then it absolves Bruce Wayne. Because, it's like, oh, well, here's Bruce Wayne at a public speaking engagement, and there's Batman. Surely, nobody else could possibly wear that costume unless he's Batman. And so then so no matter what, you're like, okay, that can't have been Bruce Wayne because he was standing there the whole time. And it's the same kind of thing with the imposter. It's like, well, he was with me. Like, you can vouch for each other, and it can be really shady. It's going to be interesting to see just how good people are at it, which means how evil they actually are. I'm expecting good things from you, Inu. But I think it assigns it randomly, if I'm not mistaken. You start the game and it just randomly does it. There's a typing chat in game. I don't know how the microphone headset thing works with it. Yeah, I think you can like private message other people. Like you can decide who you're going to chat with. So because I'm pretty sure if you're the imposter, you know who the other one is as well. So you can choose to direct message them versus chat with everybody. But I know you can mute yourself as well. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can select who you chat with regardless. But I'm not sure how that works with Discord. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see. I mean, it's not like the fate of the world is resting on this. We go in, we figure it out. If somebody says, like, I hope they don't find out that I'm the bad guy, it's like, okay, well, live and learn. But it'll be fun. And that's why I didn't mind it being a kind of a shorter session, be like, an hour or two, because it'll be more of like a learning, getting our bearings, and then hopefully we all like it, and we can make it a regular thing. Like once or twice a week. At different times for different folks' schedule. Although it'd be kind of nice too. Like, aren't there some games like how many players can you have in like a Diablo game? Can you have like 5 or 6? Because that might be kind of cool, just to get a bunch of folks together on a narrative type base game. But if it's only like 4 people, then that'd be too restrictive. But if you could have like 10 people in a party, that'd be pretty dope. We'll start with a minute, see where it goes. I personally am a big fan of functional hangouts. Like, I'd rather be helping somebody move and have conversations and jokes and all that kind of stuff while we're doing that than just sitting on a couch. I mean, there are definitely times where I just want to chill. I don't want to have to do anything, but a lot of the time, I would rather be doing stuff than just loafing about, Like going on a tour, checking out downtown Croatiaville, and just seeing what the local area has to offer. Wow, they got stampeded and they're still alive. That's kind of scary. Oh, okay. Light them up, little guy. They're all dead. Diablo would be crazy fun, but I think we need to have a GOG version and one mod installed to help it work online if we're talking about Diablo 1. I was actually thinking, so I'm not necessarily keen on them, but I was thinking almost like a Diablo 3 or 4, well, not 4. But from what I understand, Diablo 3 has a lot of online functionality. But I mean, I'd be down with trying Diablo 1 with a bunch of people, like the OG. But yeah, that it might get a little depending how many people because then you're actually talking about a little more like Among Us, $4 or free depending what you're playing it on. But it's like if we go Diablo, then you got to get that, like you said, you got to get it from it's GOG, right? It's considered GOG, or is it GOG? Do people call it GOG or GOG? Though it's a lot of clicking. Diablo 1. Yes. Well, I think all the Diablos, right? They're all very clicky. I mean, that's really what it is. It's a point and click. Especially if, well, no, you're all. I was gonna say, especially if you're a barbarian, but I think any character, you're either spamming spells or you're spamming attacks. Either way, you must have great finger-roll dexterity. That's a word now. Again, with the music, it's interesting. It doesn't. It's not quite as menacing, but it is kind of low-key menacing. What the heck was that? In other Diablos, you could hold the button or the game would remember the target. Here, each attack is one mouse click. Oh, I broke 2 mice playing Diablo. Oh, no kidding. Okay, it's been a while since I played that one. I think I only I played it once because they had the battle chest that came out after, I think after Diablo 2 had been out for a couple of years. They had the battle chest, and so that's what I ended up using. And I think I beat Diablo 1 once. I was like, okay, it's cool. But then I just totally fell in love with Diablo 2. I got addicted to that like crazy. I don't really remember why it was Diablo 2 more so than 1. Graphics were probably part of it. But yeah, so I totally forgot like the differences in terms of having to retarget every single time. I mean, Mario should be cruising through. This is his roots right here. This is Donkey Kong. It's embarrassing to see him struggle so hard. Having nothing to do with me, of course. Oh, and then they actually have the Donkey Kong guy. Damn you, Monkey Kong. Monkey Kong. Sorry I'm behind again. I think it's a fun aspect when they can't talk with each other. I don't know about in-game private messages. Standing still is sus, you know. Very true. Well, you know, if you're standing at the task, it looks like you're doing a task. Like people can't see that what you're doing. They just see you standing there. You could do it that way. Because even, I mean, that's what the imposter has to do. A lot of times is pretend to do a task. So somebody sees him doing something. It's like, oh yeah, no, he's totally fine. And then it's like you turn around, there goes your head. I just want to try as one of the times if I'm an imposter, I want to try a spree where it's just a balls out, like before anybody can sound the alarm or anything, just go through and slice, kind of like Katana Zero. Just go through and slice, and then there's like one person left. There's like, well, it's you or me. And then of course, I think I lose because then they could back me, but. Come on, clutch this out. Clutch this out. Yeah! Was that the last one? No! Okay, 7 chances. All right. Yeah, this one took a little while. But proximity chat is also fun. There you can talk, but there's a risk of being overheard. And we would need to download mods, I think. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe we don't go. I mean, I don't mind trying all that stuff, but I know you start to lose some people, or it becomes the relatively universal accessibility and playability starts to get muddled when people have to do downloads and updates and that kind of thing. It starts to, because there's always going to be somebody, and usually it's me. To be fair, there's always somebody that's like, I don't get it. It's not working for me. It's like, oh, you have to disable this and this. I don't know how to do that. Okay, we'll go over here and. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, I think maybe at least to start off with, we'll just go very basic and see what we need to do in order to make it work or make it fun. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with the ball? I don't understand. I eventually do figure it out. Spoilers, but I don't remember what it is now myself. I do something with the ball, I think. Yeah, let's start off basic. I tried modding. It wasn't hard, but barely got to experiment and play, so I'm certainly no expert on technical stuff. Okay. Yeah, like I said, and I think if we get to a point, it's going to be easier to get people to try the modding stuff if we play and we go, oh man, it'd be so cool if we could do this, or oh, it'd be really hard if we could, be nice to do this, and say, well, we can do that. We just have to mod. It's like, okay, great, it's worth it. Whereas if we try to get people to mod initially, it's going to be like, is this going to be worth the trouble? And it may not be. Maybe. I mean, you can definitely play without all the conversation and stuff. And if you just have people talking in Discord, then I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Little guy's chasing me. He's chasing me around. I'm being chased by a bomb with purple feet. It's terrifying. See, I'm trying to figure out how do I interact with the dang gun ball. There we go. Got it sorted. I have a good understanding about basic settings, though, based on many vids I watched. The Spectator Maximus, or Spectator Supreme. Oh, that's not cool. I watched a lot back in the day, but then it's been a while. That game came out in 2018. 2018! Like 7 years ago. Like just after Tesla, actually. Of course, it's still going. Yeah, it popped off during pandemic. Oh yeah. That's true. I forgot. So many things took off because of that. I mean, it's really not fair. Or I mean, it's kind of cheesy, where it's like, yeah, when you have people that can't go anywhere, and are either terrified or bored out of their minds, a lot of stuff becomes very appealing. But I think Among Us, it actually had merits on its own. Like it actually looks like a genuinely like fun. Because I mean that's what you used to do. Like I mean, well, I don't know about dinner parties necessarily, but like it's that old like the murder mystery game that you'd play with your friends like in an actual party. It's pretty much what it is. It's just in its own, online. Which admittedly, I don't ever think I played one of those live. I never played a murder mystery live, but I know they were a thing. Oh, Mario. Mario! Okay. Wow. That was painful. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd started streaming back during the pandemic. And granted, I had a job back then, and I was fortunate / no, I mean, I'll just say I was fortunate. I was fortunate that my job never, like we didn't have a break in service. Like I was never jobless during the pandemic. But if I was, and I'd been able to be streaming, like, because a lot of people gained traction then, because it was just like, okay, here's somebody who's just streaming every day, and it's like a TV show. You just have something to watch. But I had a job to do. That's a good old combo there, Mario. Give me the old left-right. I participated in one murder mystery dinner a couple years back with dressing up as historical figures. No kidding! Oh wow, that's really involved. How was it, Inu? Did you enjoy it? Were you the killer? But that's going all in. Like you said, murder mystery dinner. Wait, dressing up, and man. Wait, so what is it, a costume party where it was just like that was the theme and then you played the game while you were there, or you dressed up as characters to play the game? In any case, it sounds like a lot of fun. Kind of like a functional cosplay. And he had to impersonate the famous character or historical figure. Oh, crack shot just killed Mario. That could be traumatizing for a kid. I just thought, well, I guess not. He pops right back up. But that would be all messed up. Like, Mario just got shot with... I guess it happens in the actual game, though. He does a little jump up and falls down the screen. But it's more real when Mario's 3D, you know? Yeah, it was great. Nah, it wasn't me. But yeah, we had to impersonate and got, like, info sheets about our character. Oh, okay, so you were doing... It wasn't just... It was a performance thing. It wasn't just... Okay, try to use your brain to figure out who did it. It was a lot of theatrics to it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Which, I mean, I guess it's kind of like D&D, but without dice rolls. Like, again, you just... And I guess you have some people that are a little more keen on getting into their roles. You got other people that are like, so yeah, I'm I don't know, George Washington, and yeah, Revolution, and whatever, and I think so and so did it in the kitchen with a candlestick. I should specify, murdered somebody in the kitchen with a candlestick. Yeah, I gotta say, I never had it. Probably the closest I came would have been like the theater group I was with in high school. We could have done something like that. We did things kind of like that, but we never actually did something like that we should have. I don't know how we didn't. Like, that's what you do with creative, fun groups of people. But I've never been around that many people since then that were keen on that. The friend who organized it, or the friends who organized it, was his history student who had an abandoned family house. Oh my gosh, which gave it a medieval feeling. And as a group, we needed to solve puzzles to figure out the imposter. Wow, so you were set up for that. History student, an abandoned family house. Wow. Probably best we could have done was an abandoned trailer park or something, like a trailer. And it's like, you don't want to go in there. It's very small and dirty and scary with spiders. That sounds awesome. I don't suppose you guys like did videos or anything of it, did you? That sounds trippy. I mean, that's honestly, if like we had an abandoned, if I knew somebody who had an abandoned house, it'd be like, okay, let's find a way to make use of the abandoned house. Like, that's a really cool thing you don't get to do much with. It's creepy and whatever, let's do something with it. So I'm guessing you guys did it like overnight. Was it like a sleepover type thing, or was it just like a couple hours? I think that'd be cool to do it. You know, you crash at the abandoned house. The abandoned mansion. I was going to say Nintendo ruined a lot of us. I should have a final picture of the execution of the killer. Oh, wait, you guys actually executed the killer. Capital punishment. It was a dinner, and then we transitioned into game names, night, and dancing. Nice! Dude, that sounds like amazing time. Wow. Couple years back, you say, huh? That's awesome, dude. And in the world of, like, social media and, like, crazy video game, no less, like, you know, in my day, it should have been more likely to happen because, you know, we were a little more get out and about. So for you to be able to do that with your circle of friends at a time when everybody should be playing Minecraft, which hopefully nobody here does, I would find it grossly insulting to all principles I hold dear if somebody's playing Minecraft, for crying out loud. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the... Or Pokemon. Like, oh, let's all sit around with our little Game Boy and play Pokemon and trade our Pokemon and stuff. And I know nobody here does that, so I feel completely justified and safe, completely making a mockery of Pokemon players. Oh wait, Joe's entered the chat. Oh no. But you know, it's like it's video games have been more established as just a social way to socialize. So it's really cool that you had a group of friends where you were able to actually do real things. And the dancing part I probably would have sat out, but everything else sounds really dope. Dinner, games. Speaking of games, have you ever played Zolkin, the Mayan calendar. I hear it's pretty good. Might be something you would have played. Oh, were you here for that part of the conversation? That's the game that Baldric is going to be playing instead of hanging out with all of his cool online friends. He's going to hang out with his normal, real people friends. Play an actual physical board game. Goodbye, skeleton thingies. Good gravy. Admittedly, I kind of lost track. This is very much like watching Tesla these days. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. Now I'm like, what am I could have sworn I just did this. What's going on? I know I failed the doors, but I think we got past the doors. I don't know. We're just punching stuff. That's what I'm all about. That's why I dig on retro gaming so much, because it was just very straightforward. Shoot your gun or jump or do something and eliminate everything in your path and don't get hit. That was kind of it. There we go, dance party. Kind of, sort of. The heck is that? He's running out of ammo is what's happening. Well, I think I remember this thing being a pain in the butt. It was one of the most fun things ever, but it was a lot of work for the organizers. Oh, no doubt. And sadly, I'm not friends with the organizer anymore because she had a crush on me and oh. She had a crush on me and I was on somebody else at the time. Oh, man. You know, it sounds, I mean, people don't want to believe it, but like when Harry met Sally, there is a fundamental truth to that. It is very difficult. Like it has to be something where either, like I had the friends that I had that were girls later in life were married, and I never hung out with them exclusively. I was always hung out with them within the context, but it was like, you're married, and so whether you believe it or not, or whether you think it or not, like there is nothing that can happen here. So unless you get lucky and two people just are not interested in each other at all, a guy and a girl, and never will be. It's very hard to have that friendship because there's always there's a little bit of that tension. There's a little bit of that what if, and if it's unreciprocated. I mean, but that sucks that it torpedoed your. So wait, I mean, like she never got over the crush, or were you just like, nah, bitch, like ice cold, like Inu talking to Io type thing? Was it kind of there? I'm joking. I know you wouldn't do that, but you would think, especially now, I mean, you're not that old, but it's old enough where it's like, okay, I had the crush, didn't work out. We can still be friends. Like once you say, like, I'm not into you, like there was a girl that I had a crush on, and I asked her out to dinner. And she said, I'm willing to go out to dinner with you, but just know that I'm into another guy. And like, we're not dating or anything, but like, that's kind of where I'm looking. So I'll go out with you as a friend, but there's nothing for you beyond that. And I was like, cool. I just like to get to know you a little bit better. So, you know, it measured my expectations, but we were still friends or friendly after that. We still did things. I just knew that was never going to happen. Despite me writing her poetry and drawing a picture of her, which all things apparently were done by Napoleon Dynamite, though not as well as I did, I must say. Couldn't win her over. No, I was somewhat interested, but it wasn't fair to her, so I distanced myself a bit. Oh, which made her cut off communication. I got you. Yeah, I kind of have a similar situation where it's like, somebody who I think is really cool, but I can't vouch for any desire to go any further beyond friendship. And again, for a guy and a gal, especially if they're not naturally going to be hanging out, like if you're in class with that person or you work together, then it's not as big of a deal because it's not, oh, well, we see each other every day. It's like, yeah, because we have to. But if you make it a point to see somebody and to hang out with somebody of the opposite sex, and you think it's either likely or you know for a fact that they're into you, it makes it very difficult to go into it going, okay, I don't have any interest as far as I know. Like you might grow into it. It might happen. It might develop, but you can't count on that. And if it doesn't happen, then you've got somebody who is like, I don't understand. We've spent like 8 hours a week together and you had no interest in me beyond friendship. No, I thought it was really cool. It's like there is a level of selfishness in that, I think. So kudos to you, man. That's not an easy thing to do. It is not an easy thing to do. But I had a feeling she liked another dude more and always acted differently with other guys, and especially that guy. So wait, so were you, but you said you had a feeling that she liked another guy and she was differently with other guys and especially that guy. So neither of you, so both of you kind of liked each other, but neither one of you liked each other, like, neither one was your first choice. I mean, but that would, like, that just seems like, then it's simpatico. You're like, okay, you kind of like me, but you really like this other guy. I kind of like you, but I want more. I actually wanted to talk about the situation with her, but the pandemic hit and we lost contact pretty much. Ah, I gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. And it's hard, too, because there were people... I lost friends, not a lot, but two that I could think of, because of things to do with the pandemic. It was a very divisive thing. And, yeah, so that's what I thought you were going to say, is like, you know, something happened. And I don't think I lost a friend because of it, but, like, directly because of it, because we weren't even in the same country. But... I guess I became somebody she didn't see eye to eye with on things that she thought were very important. So we kind of, but I mean, to be fair though, it's, I mean, we live in the world of like, it's very difficult not to communicate with somebody, but if I mean, it's not worthwhile, you know, if you're like, okay, we could talk about it, but it's, why dive back into that drama? Cause I'm sure you could hit her up on Twitch or Twitter, whatever the heck the kids are using these days, Instagram and or Discord or whatever. But, you know, why step back into a situation that was already kind of meh? I'm actually on my way to uni right now and saw her in the same course for the first time in years, but we didn't talk. Let's see if she's there. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, who knows? Yeah, it just sounds like a bizarre thing. Like, it's one thing if it was like she was totally into you and you were like, nah, then I get it. But if she was just kind of like flirting with you more or less, and you were just maybe not doing as much flirting back because you were like, I don't know where this is going to go. But only do it if she still has the abandoned house and or she's an organizer or something, some really cool stuff. Like, you need to get something. I'm kidding. That sounds horrible to say. Otherwise, like, why bother? But I will say, it's one of those awkward things. Like, you want to make sure that even if you don't want to talk to somebody, you want to know that you can. Like, you just don't want to have that in the back of your mind. Like, me and this person aren't seeing like, I don't feel like I could walk up to her and say hello and it wouldn't be weird. You want to get to that place where, all right, we may not talk to each other ever again, but we know that if one of us were to approach the other one, we could behave maturely and kindly. She was more into me than I was into her, I think, to be fair. Well, that was what I got initially. But then you mentioned no bad blood on my part, right? But then you said that she seemed to be into another guy, maybe even more so. So it's not like, I don't know. And I look at it, I'm a little more black and white when it comes to that thing. It's like either I want to see where a relationship is going or I don't. And if I already know that there's somebody, like I actually, 2 different gals I did not go on dates with because I liked my heart belonged to this other gal. Like, I was in love with her 100%. And I was like, until I have my heart back, until I know that, like in other words, her and I weren't necessarily talking the whole time. It was estranged a lot of different places, but I believed it was going to come back around. And to my credit, it did. It just ultimately then went downhill. But it was like, unless I can vouch for the fact that so here it was like, right now we're not talking, but if we were to start talking tomorrow, we're done. You and I are done. Like that's how it would be. And one of the girls was like, that's fine, I don't care. And I'm like, no, that's not okay with me. Like, I'm not okay with dating you as a backup, where I'm in the back of my mind, I'm kind of, because she was thinking, well, she would like, if we hung out enough and, dated enough, that I would just kind of like naturally, it's like, you don't understand. I love this other gal. She has my heart. My heart is there. I don't have anything to give you other than time and attention, but I'm not going to be able to move beyond the bounds of a friendship because my heart is with this other gal. Until I know that that's been resolved one way or the other, I don't feel comfortable dating somebody, because I don't want to lead you on. And so for me, it's like, if I'm like, hey, I want to see where this goes with us, it's either that or we're just hanging out. And we can hang out, but only insofar as there's no expectation with it. But guys and gals, man, it's just messy. It's messy. It's easier when you just bonk them on the head with a club, back in the day, and just take them back to the cave and, oh, my wife now. It was just simple. It was simpler times. Slightly less refined, but a lot more straightforward. And, they got along great. The human race exists now because they didn't have to go dating back then. You didn't have dates in Cro-Magnon time. It was just very simple reproduction and home living. I really like to continue the talk, but course starts in 5 minutes. Catch you later. All right, cool, man. But I like your stance. It's unfair when you like someone else more. Yeah, exactly. Or if you, like you were saying, if you're not into them, you're like, hey, she's really cool. You're a cool gal, but that's about it. If she's, yeah. All right. Sorry, man. Have a good time in class. Let me know if she does talk to you, or hey, dude, man, just if you're still listening, just go up to her and just get it out of the way. Just be like, look, baby, you can't have this. You can't have this. But I'd still like to go to your parents' abandoned house. So as long as it doesn't involve making out, I think we should do this. Hey, Douglas, what's going on? Bye, Inu. Have you played it before, Douglas? Did you play it on the Super Nintendo, and or have you played this remastered? Was it remastered? No, what is it called? Remaster is just when they like, oh, it's got HD graphics. Well, fantastic. Mario RPG, 16-bit in 4K isn't going to do it for me, but the remake, essentially a remake, only on SNES. Nice. Okay, that's the original. I've thought about going back and playing it on the SNES, but I don't know. It's hard. It like once you've played it, like the updated graphics, you go back on. I was like, Although on CRT it still looks great. On CRT, Mario RPG still looks freaking fantastic. But did you beat it, Douglas? That was the other thing. Did you beat RPG? Because I mean, this is my I beat it once on the Super Nintendo. I maybe beat it twice on the Super Nintendo. This is my third time, and it still took me freaking 14 episodes. Oh no, yeah, 14 episodes at about an hour a piece. So 14 hours on a second or third playthrough. You did. Nice. It's probably the best way to ease into RPG. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I might have gone to the bathroom or something. As I said before, this was a playthrough I did about when the remake came out, within about a month of that. And I think really, I think they made some quality of life adjustments, and maybe some small tweaks here and there. But this was the only really big thing. And arguably I shouldn't use it because it wasn't part of the original game. And it is a little unfair, but it just looks so cool. It's just so cool. It's very anime, like, aside from them not shouting out the move. She'd be like, star power Descent! Okay, I have to work on my naming, but... This might be the last battle we have for this... for the day. Oh, Red Mine, I'm actually watching it. That's cool, man. But yeah, this is a... Like, I'm enjoying Final Fantasy well enough, but I remember Mario RPG, I never got lost. There were a few times where I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? But for the most part, it was pretty straightforward. I think it's a very non-RPG player friendly RPG. Oh no, he changed to blue. He changed to blue. I don't know what that means, but... Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Was that the 14 hours to beat it? Oh, Final Fantasy 7 put me in the hospital. Did it? Wait, what? I'm guessing that's a turn of phrase. What was oh, Final Fantasy 7. Okay, I was thinking about. Yeah, Final Fantasy 1 is the one that right now I'm. But to be fair, Final Fantasy 1. I just downloaded a PDF of the instruction booklet, which is like 70 pages long. It outlines everything you're supposed to do for the first like half of the game. So it's a lot less difficult. Like they understood that a lot of stuff wasn't going to be intuitive, and so they explained it. The only reason it would be difficult is if you don't have that booklet. But how did Final Fantasy 7 put you in the hospital? I did get that one for Switch, so I'm hoping I would work my way up to Final Fantasy 9. I played that so much I got sick and had to go to the ER. Wait, meaning like you didn't eat or something? Like you were just obsessed with it? Like you just played it so much that you weren't doing anything else? And had to go to the ER. I'm guessing I played it so much I didn't sleep. And oh, okay, yep. That's a thing. I mean, less of a thing if you're when you're younger, but that is still a thing. That's a lot of time, boy. Like I would get lost in Nintendo games, ridiculous. But I don't think I ever. Well, no, I know I never went to the hospital. I don't even think I got sick doing it. In fact, it was kind of the other way around. If I got sick, that was just like game time. Like, unless I was throwing up all the time, it's like, sweet, home from school, time to play me some whatever game this is. Then I stopped playing and couldn't even look at it for years. You say stopped playing. Does that mean you beat it and you stopped playing, or you beat it multiple times and eventually you stopped and then you just got... It was so traumatizing. The memories... I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm that way when it comes to music. Like I'll listen to a certain song on repeat for days. Like when I'm editing right now, like I've been for the past. So I spent 40 hours editing this past month, and almost every single one of those I was playing the first level Bayou Billy, The Adventures of Bayou Billy remix, which is like it's like a 3-minute loop essentially. For 40 hours, I listened to that. I just had that play in the back because there's no audio in when I'm editing, so I'm just putting together images and stuff. And yeah, now I'm kind of like, all right, I'm good with Bayou Billy for probably about a year or two. Don't need to hear any more of that. Oh, I beat it a few times, but I kept playing to try to do everything. Oh, okay. Wait, so there's what, like different choices give you different options? I guess like choice decision trees. Because in theory, couldn't you just do a complete run in like one go? Or is it, okay, if you make this decision, you don't get access to these quests and so on? I'm guessing it's the latter. That's the only... But I didn't realize it was that complicated or complex where it had branching paths and everything. I was a little bummed when so there are side quests and bosses. Okay. But ones that you don't have access to, like you have access to different bosses in different runs based on how you play it? Oh, that's right. This is not Smithy. This is Exor. Which is so weird. Like, he's on the game box, but he's not the big bad guy. I mean, he's definitely very iconic looking. It's just weird when you realize he's not the big bad. He's just one of many. Or no, he's just one of the minions. But yeah, I think beating him will be how this video closes it out. But I'm interested to see. I was really disappointed when I heard they did a remake of it. I thought they did it. It was going to be a remake like Mario RPG, where they pretty much keep all the things. It's pretty much the same story, same everything, same beats. They just made a few tweaks here and there. So when I heard Final Fantasy VII, because that's one of the hard things, man. I had a hard time getting into PlayStation and 64 because just the early days of polygonal game development just didn't sit well with me. I mean, not like it was bad. It just, I was like, it just didn't look right. I was used to sprites. So when I heard they were doing a remake, I was like, sweet, modern graphics with a game that is like one of the most beloved Final Fantasy games, if not RPGs in the world ever. I was excited. Then I was like, no, we're just telling a completely different story. It has the same characters, but nothing happens the way it does in the original. I'm like, well, that's stupid. So I'd have several save files to play in different parts. So I beat the game the first time, but had to save from a point well before the end so I could try and see what happens if you beat these other parts, or do some chocobo breeding and racing, or playing Golden Saucer. Okay. All right. Gotcha. I have never heard of Golden Saucer, but I'm familiar with the chocobo breeding. I've heard of some of these things. Do you have any clue or any way to gauge how many hours you sunk into it based on other people's playthroughs or anything? I'm guessing multiple, like, because I mean, it was a huge game. Was it 2 or 3 discs? Maybe 4? Like when it came out on the PlayStation, I remember it was like it was a double case, so I think it was at least 2 discs, maybe 3 or 4. 3 discs? So what? Probably a 60-hour game, basic beat, like start to finish without doing a bunch of crazy stuff, like a 60-hour playthrough, and not speedrunning. Took me 80 to wow, and then you still went back and had to do a bunch of stuff that you missed in that first playthrough. So that maybe not a bare bones playthrough, but certainly not a comprehensive one. 60 is fair. Okay. Which, I mean, that's another thing the genre has going for it, man. You get your money's worth. You pay $50 for an RPG, you will typically get your money's worth. Whereas like some games, excuse me, to be fair, Katana Zero gave me my money's worth, but it was for a different reason. Oh, that's not creepy at all. No. So we win, he's crying, but we get sucked into a black hole vortex. It's a heck of a finishing move. Weapon World! Ah, Gino. He's so cool. He just laughs at Bowser. He's like, I got it all figured out. What's up? Yeah, I put in almost 200 playing hours, and that's not including the pausing and raging and resetting, which resets the time. So much more than what it says you played. Wow. Wait, so it has rage quit elements in it? Like, for me so far, I mean, obviously, you know, I get really salty with side-scrolling games. I get salty with Tessel. But when it comes to RPGs, the only time I get pissed off, really, is when I can't figure out what to do next. Why are we watching this again? What's going on? Okay, I think I just saved. No, we're going to save. So I think this is gonna. Yep, which is about right because this was the much time I planned out for it. Got an hour before Tesla starts. I'm hungry as heck. Dude, the ultimate weapon in the water. That fight alone was what did me in. The ultimate weapon in the water. That fight alone is what I think did me in and sent me to the ER. I'm not familiar with that. What is it? That's one of the. Was that like the last fight in the game? Oh, it looks like a big gray looking creature with like this. Whoops. Oh, right, because it's doing the thing. This guy? Yeah, big and gray. Okay. Oh, it's an optional boss. Okay. They had one in the desert, one on the beach, and one under the water. Yep, that's him. That's the monster. Okay, so this guy made you a little salty and sent you to the hospital, huh? Now, did your parents like forbid you from playing it for a little while? Like, I got to imagine you go to the hospital because you're so enmeshed, involved with the game. Your parents are like, "All right, no more Final Fantasy for you. We don't want it to be your final." I think it's the green one. That guy? Emerald weapon? No, I chose. It was my last time playing. Oh, okay. It was this guy. Hey, it looks pretty creepy. Formidable. Those slot on his shoulders. They have beams. Oh, OTK? Like what, one shot kill type thing? Jeez. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's not like because I'm like watching. I was watching some stuff on like Final Fantasy 1, and there are creatures that they cast death and it just kills you every time. So it's not one of those things where it's like if it uses that, it kills you every time. It's like sometimes it's a death ray and sometimes it's just a ping you in the face ray. Okay, mostly it kills, but sometimes you survive. Ah, okay. When he uses it. Jeez. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. Which is there like a mute that you can cast? Something like that prevents him from being able to use that? Because I know that was one of the things in Final Fantasy like that I need to get tomorrow when I play. I'm going to get I think it's called mute that prevents spell casting. Because otherwise there are creatures that they'll just cast death like every 4 turns and your party gets wiped out. But there's something you can do to... Well, heck, man, if you don't know what it takes to survive it after 200 hours and all those playthroughs, I'm guessing there's nothing to know for sure. I think it wasn't like a spell, so it didn't work. Oh, okay. I mean, that's a trippy thing with the Final Fantasy stuff. Like some of them are... Well, actually... Final Fantasy hasn't been like pure, for lack of a better word, medieval or fantasy settings since what? Probably the Nintendo stuff, maybe Super Nintendo. Like it's been, they've got mechs, they've got this kind of stuff in like most of the modern stuff, don't they? But yeah, I look forward to seeing it. When I finally beat the thing the first time, I actually still lost? How does that work? So. You have a timer because you're underwater. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I killed him. Couldn't get back to the surface in time. Dude, that would make me salty AF. I swear to goodness. And he's disappearing. But slowly. Oh no. So you're sitting there like mashing buttons like end, stop it, knock it off. Oh my gosh, no way. I wonder if that was an oversight or if they did that just to troll people. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Wow. Recorded on VA. So it wasn't a screen recording, right? Was it? You had a or were you were just recording what was on the screen, just like a regular TV then? I think I did that a few times. I don't know why, because I didn't do anything amazing, but oh my gosh. Do you still have the VHS? Have you tried to like digitally convert that and like upload it on YouTube? Be like, hey, OG, old school, getting screwed by the game. Oh no! Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be something, a nice thing to add to the lore of Final Fantasy VII. I'm sure though. I'll do it maybe later. I'll check out and see if there's anybody else beat the weapon guy, but ran out of air. I was jumping up and down. Oh my gosh. Immediately after that, I went to the gold saucer. Wait, so if you beat it and won the underwater materia. So wait, did it make you fight him again? Or did it just, you died afterward and so then you had to... Well, no, because once you die, it didn't save the winning the fight, right? You had to do it again. Oh my gosh. It's bad enough that there are some games where you beat the big bad and then you have to like escape. Like I think Super Metroid was that way. What's another game? Like there's some other games where it's like Mega Man X3, I think. Like you beat the big bad and the game is technically over, but then you have to escape within a certain amount of time. And usually it's done in a way that you really shouldn't get screwed over, but if you make a bad mistake or your fingers, or you don't realize it and you like put the controller down, you're like, yeah, let's see the cutscene. And it's like, oh crap, I got to do something. You know, like fidgeting with it. That's bad enough. But to have something like that, especially where it's a turn-based deal and you've got a timer and it's taken forever to die. You're like, hurry up and die already, you piece of crap. It was a loss and I had to continue from previous save. Jeez Louise. Oh, yeah. I probably would not have picked the game up for another 2 or 3 days. Like I would go back into it, just kind of like I've done with all the other games that I play, but that would have made me salty as heck. I couldn't have picked it back up after that. If I died, it sounds like you had to fight this thing hard for a while. If I lost to it like 30 times and finally beat it and it got wiped out, I see him turn red and start fading. I thought, yeah, I did it. And then to my horror, I saw the counter counting down. That's messed up too. I mean, yeah, because in reality, if you're running out of air, you just wouldn't sit there and watch it blow up. You're like, okay, I beat it. Let me get the heck out of here. I was like, hurry up and die. Which, if the final boss in Final Fantasy 1 is any indication, like that thing I was watching somebody else do a playthrough on it, and it takes, I want to say like 45 seconds for it to completely dissipate. Like it does this thing where it like starts like removing scan lines and like kind of makes it look like it's disintegrating, but it's just very long. And I'm like, and the screen is shaking. Your characters are standing there, but the screen, the HUD and everything is shaking, and it's just very slowly. I swear it may have been an entire minute's worth of it just getting fainter and more, dissipating more and more. It's like, wow, that's long. So if it was like that would just be agonizing. Like, dude, die, you piece of garbage. Just give it up. Either that or, come on, Cloud, let's get out of the water. Well, how about we not drown here tonight? Get your pointy-haired... I can't remember what he looks like, but get your pointy-haired butt out of the water. Oh, that would have been... Oh, man. Oh, a tale as old as time. Running out of time. But yeah, I had some moments for sure. That you could have suffered a partial aneurysm from that or something. That could have been the hospital thing. It was like, no, it wasn't dehydration. You actually, something snapped in the back of your head. And you're like, oh God, no. Oh gosh, this can't be happening. It's not true. Well, I'm guessing you rebounded and you eventually did beat it. Otherwise, this would be a very, very, very tragic tale. I'm guessing you mustered your courage and tried it again. Running out of air. I just wanted to see if anybody else had that experience. No. I mean, it looks like it's rough. It looks like other people had struggled with it, but it doesn't look like anybody else had the misfortune you did of beating it and then running out of air. Not. I don't know. That sounds like a brave thing. Running out of air. Not. Yeah, I got back to it and beat him for real. Nice. That's the way. Keep playing, as I've always said. Keep playing. Awesome. Oh, I don't know. I kept clicking on it. Well, cool deal, man. Well, I'm gonna run because I gotta go grab something to eat and get some stuff situated before the 11:30 stream. But I look forward to we could continue talking about it. I mean, great. It's gonna probably take me a while before I get to 7, but in theory, if you're there when I do, hopefully I can get some pointers on beating these things. If nothing else, I'll just remember, be very quick about it and beat it with more than 2 minutes left. It sounds like it took a really long time. Cool. And now I also know VLC does not play well with OBS. So cool, man. All right, I will talk to you soon, my friend. Thanks everybody for watching. This was a Mario RPG episode 10 and 11 playthrough. 11 and 12, and we'll be doing 13 and 14, the last two, probably this time next week.